Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. There's the problem is that there is a lot of corruption. So, all the things that were well built during the 50s after the Second World War,
Hmm.
right now are completely corrupted. And so, in theory, everything is great, but when you live through those things, so maybe you need to go to a hospital or you need a good education, there start the problems.
Right, right. It's the people that I bet there are people who travel to Italy for education and then leave, but it's the citizens that are running into the problems, I'd imagine, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah, you're right,
Okay.
man.
Okay. So you said you studied foreign languages when you were in school. I noticed that the songs are pretty much recorded in English. Was that a conscious effort to promote yourself to other to the world because English is a more common language in the world than Italian, or what was the thinking behind that decision?
Well, we ever listened to bands playing and singing in English, so it was quite natural to play in English. Obviously, it's quite easier to spread your music in the moment you are singing in English. Moreover, it's quite difficult to play this kind of music and to sing this kind of music in Italian.
I could
A
imagine.
lot, yeah, yeah, a lot of people, listening to an Italian speaking in Italian, they say, "Whoa, your language is great. It's very musical, but it's really difficult to sing, rock music or hard rock music in Italian. It's very difficult."
Oh, I could imagine. I mean, it's such a not to put it. This is the only word that comes to mind right now. You said a musical language. It's kind of, I would say, flowery. I mean, like flowery, not as in bad, but like kind of. It's very very beautiful. It's very beautiful. And to put that to hard rock is kind of like trying to sing an opera in German because German is so guttural, and bands like Rammstein can do that type
Yeah,
of music because German is so just pounding and a driving language. Same with Japanese, the tone and everything. But in Italian, it kind of does go more with melody and very, like operatic type of music. So definitely. Now, did they in school? Do they teach English alongside Italian, like from an elementary point, or did you study English all on your own and learn it from the music you heard, etc.?
when I was a kid at the start, at the beginning, I was just studying Italian. But right now, for example, when you are a kid, you study Italian, English, and French.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you learn. So by the time you're out of elementary, you know three languages.
Yeah, theoretically, yes.
Wow, no wonder we're so far behind out here. I think part of the, and if you don't mind me getting on my soapbox for a minute, maybe you can chime in on this, being from another country. I think part of the problem in America is that we have it a little easier, and we only have to learn one language. We choose to learn another language if we want to, but in Italy, you learn three languages right off the bat, so that really spreads you out. And I think it does kind of hold us back here because we need to be more bilingual and trilingual to deal with a global market. We can't just center ourselves off. And I think that's one place where Italy has it correct, is that from the very start you're learning two languages. And I think that's the majority of European bloc, or I would almost said European bloc countries going back to the 80s, but European countries. I think that is the thing. Do you think it's an advantage that you were able to learn English, French, and Italian right off the get-go?
Yeah, absolutely, because it's quite obvious that you have to learn another language and obviously English, because if you want to be a part of this global market that is in the world right now, you have to be able to speak in English. If you go to Germany or Finland or Sweden, kids are just able from they are able to speak English and German or Finnish language nationally. They are from the start. They are able to speak more than one language, and this is very very important because here in Europe we have I think 23 languages, and so we have to be able to speak and to connect, to keep in touch with people coming from other countries. So yeah, it's very important to, and I think that it's more important to to know English, because I think it's English. It's the new Esperanto, because it's the only language that you can speak all over the world, and
Right.
you will we will. It's important. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So English is one of those international languages that
Yeah.
can go anywhere basically, and be used. So that is great. So what have you ever thought of? Maybe one day if you had enough euros in the bank, traveling to the United States, and if so, where would you want to visit?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. As I said, I have one of my best friends living in New York,
Hmm.
and I have some relatives in New York, in New Jersey. So I hope that one day I will travel to the US. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. And going to New York, that is the cultural center of the United States, and also in that area, there's so much along the Eastern Sea that I mean, you have Washington D.C. you can travel to, you can see where the government's headed, you can see all sorts of things on that side of the country. So, yeah, it's I guess for me, I've been in the United States so long. I've only visited Canada and Mexico, and
Yeah.
I don't have a grasp of what it's like in other countries. And it's great to talk to you. And I'm sorry to hear about the situation over there, but it's great to hear from that viewpoint. Now, where do you guys play? Like when you're out performing, do you play? Are there pubs, bars? Are there small places where bands can play?
Well, we play just, yeah, some clubs, some small bars, and most of the bands play in these kind of venues. Just big bands, can play in some theaters or stuff like that. But yeah, the majority of the bands play in clubs and small bars. And I think it's good, because when you play in small venues, you keep in touch. You got the feedback from the people. You can see the people listening to your music and having fun, and I think that's great. Obviously, the dream of every band is to play, in a sold out theater or stuff like that.
Yeah.
But at the start, I think it's normal that you have to play in small clubs or bars, and it's great. It's great. It's good, I think.
Yeah. Do you still get nervous when you play shows?
Sorry.
Do you still get nervous when you play shows?
Well, the start, yes, but I think that it's normal, and it has to be so. You have to be nervous, because that is, it's a good way of being nervous, and I think that that kind of energy, when you start to play, that kind of energy becomes a good vibe.
Hmm.
A good kind of energy that gives you the power, the energy to do great things, and to play a great show.
Yeah, I remember when I was in my 20s, I would be so nervous to play. Even though I was a drummer, I used to have a habit of my sticks flying out of my hand because my hands were so sweaty. I used to miss beats and then I'd beat myself up about it. I used to have a ring of beers, and it was kind of a tradition that people would buy me and it would surround my drum kit. So during the whole performance, I'm drinking beers trying to fight off the nerves. So
Yeah.
so I get you, man. I get you. And but then when I sobered up in my mid 20s, I came to realize that it's that feeling that drives you on. It's that feeling that makes you excited and keeps you going towards the gigs. So yeah, you're spot on about that. But so see the stars. What was the thought behind writing "See the Stars," which is the second song we're going to play today?
Yeah, it's I wrote the lyrics for this one too, and musically, I think that this song it's more into a Motorhead vibe, I think, and in fact we call this song Motorhead, because it reminds us Motorhead, and we are quite into music by Lemmy and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and lyrically it's just a normal day of a normal wrong day of a normal guy,
Mm-hmm.
and every part of the song it's a step from the normal life of a man to madness. And
Nice.
you can listen these in the vocals, because in the last chorus you can listen just to some scream vocals, because it's this man had enough of everything.
Yeah, it's hard to be Lemmy, man. Actually, my good friend, a guy I've grown up with, I grew up with. We played baseball together as kids. He is the road tech and right hand man for Lemmy Clemister. So
Oh,
he
great.
told me about some things. I got some Mikey V autographed drumsticks here in my studio, and he was. They're still going, man. They're still going. Lemmy had some health problems recently, but they're still going, and yeah, they kick ass. So without further ado, we're gonna play "See the Stars," and we're gonna have more with Geo and the Dealers right after this. Don't go away. Okay, we're back with the Dealers. Giovanni here has been good enough to give us an interview and give us some time. Also, you can check out that song "See the Stars" on their EP K331. And where is that EP available, Giovanni?
You can listen to the whole EP on SoundCloud. You
Mm-hmm.
can check from to the Dealers Italy, or on our YouTube channel. you can write, the Dealers Italy, and you can listen and download from SoundCloud and from YouTube. You can download our music.